I'm Louise. I will be the procurement specialist. So as we'll go on to discuss later on, I will be the person replying to any inquiries or any communications on PCST. And I also have Daniel with me today, also from FLS, and he is the category manager.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks, Louise.
So we're here to discuss timber haulage. So this is FLS 0072C. That's our reference number that will be on all documents. So just a quick contract overview. This is a national contract, so Scotland national, so it's throughout Scotland, as we Forestry and Land Scotland are only within Scotland, and we have split it into 7 geographical lots throughout Scotland. There will be one service provider appointed to each of the 7 lots, and the initial contract term is 59 months, with an optional extension period of a further 60 months. So I've put it in months there just to maybe make it a bit clearer. The initial contract term is for 4 years and 11 months with a 5-year extension. The 4 years and 11 months is to just bring the contract in line with the financial year next year. So it will start on the 1st of May and end at the end of March 2025. So that's the only reason there for that slight discrepancy. So the requirement, what we're here to discuss. So the timber haulage contract is to transport small round wood, SRW, timber from FLS's forests to locations across the UK.
Louise, sorry to interrupt you so early, but I don't think your slides are actually changing. I think it's still on the first slide. I'm not sure.
Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know, Daniel. There we go.
There we go.
Seems to be going backwards. So there we go. I can quickly go back over the past few slides, just in case people want to read them, would rather read there over what I've just discussed. There we go. There we go. Thanks for letting me know that, Daniel. So here's the slide on the lotting structure and quantities. So this slide explains the 7 lotting structures and how we've broken them down and the regions that we've broken them down into. The region and under the region column is the way that Forestry and Land Scotland are split up internally. We've split ourselves into 5 regions: North, East, South, West and Central. So any potential bidders that have worked with us before might be aware of these regions, and the regions are noted in the tender pack as well as on the FLS website. The estimated tonnage for year 1 is used throughout the tender pack as well. However, these figures could vary over the duration of the contract, and these are only used in the pricing schedule, but they are for valuation purposes only at this point. Okay, lot limits. So, as I've said, we have 7 lots. However, there are, there are lot limits in place. So that meaning that bidders may only bid for and be awarded up to a maximum of 3 lots. So there are 7 lots on the contract, but each bidder can only win and bid for and then be awarded up to a maximum of 3 lots. Bidders must only bid for lots that they have demonstrated capacity to deliver, and one of the technical envelope questions will request bidders to confirm their capacity. This is just so we don't award to bidders that don't have capacity after award. Please note that the lot limit applies to both the number of lots that can be bid for and awarded. Excellent. Sustainability. So throughout this contract, we have, as many public bodies do throughout Scotland now, a view towards sustainability, and the goals of sustainability for this contract are to minimise fuel consumption and vehicle emissions, provide systems to reduce vehicle ground pressure, including central tyre inflation, and ensure compliance with the upcoming requirement for low ground pressure vehicles on FLS's restricted road network. So I can just talk about that slightly just now. So the low ground pressure vehicles policy. So FLS is currently reviewing its road network with a view to reducing the maintenance costs associated with weaker roads across Scotland's National Forest estate. There's overwhelming evidence that the use of low ground pressure vehicles minimises road damage. So FLS shall retain the option to implement a low ground pressure policy via Regulation 72 during the lifetime of the contract. Further information on this is available under Low Ground Pressure Haulage Network on the Forestry and Land website. And Forestry and Land has taken its lead from the recommendations set out in the Timber Transport Forum's Tread Softly document, which is also available online.
Sorry, Louise, it's Jill here. I don't think that slide, the sustainability one, doesn't look like it's come on yet. Just needs another tweak. Lovely, thank you.
There we go. And I'll just move on to keep forgetting it's gone backwards. Real living wage. So this is another section of the tender which is set out in the ITT documents. So the real living wage it is required that all persons engaged in the delivery of this service are paid at least the real living wage. This is not the national minimum wage or which is set out by the UK government. And this is a pass-fail technical question. And the current real living wage is £12 an hour. This may be updated, and there's a real living wage website online which details this. Community benefits. So, also set out in the tender documents are the community benefits. Successful providers on this contract are expected to commit to fulfil at least one community benefit for every £250,000 accumulative value of purchase orders delivered through the term of this contract. And these community benefits proposed for this framework shall be provided specifically and not only those already being undertaken by the service provider. So they have to be proven to be due to the actions of this contract. So any new apprentices, for example, will be working on this contract. And progress made against the community benefits identified will be reviewed at the regular review meetings.
I'd just like to add something there, Louise, just on community benefits, just to say that there is more information on them in the tender pack, and that FLS, as part of their ongoing contract management, is always happy to work with suppliers to implement community benefits. We acknowledge they're not always, easy to either understand or implement, but we generally try and be understanding and work with suppliers.
Thank you, Daniel. The key performance indicators. The KPIs for this contract can be found in Schedule 1, Part B, service levels of the terms and conditions. And the KPIs are split out into the following key performance areas. So health, safety and environment, community awareness / benefits, quality of service, environmental impact / sustainability, commitment to Fair Work Practices and Modern Slavery Act 2015, management reporting, and prompt payment. So the KPIs in full can be found in Schedule 1, and that they will also show the scale which they are graded against at each review meeting. So scale is from 1 to 4, 1 being major concerns, 2 minor concerns, 3 meeting expectations, and 4 exceeding expectations. This is just the tool that FLS use to document the progress of the contract. The next slide, excuse me, is on the estimated timeline. So this slide shows the important dates for this tender. So the first one coming up is the deadline for tenders questions. That's Tuesday the 27th of February. And our deadline for responses is Thursday the 29th of February. The deadline for tender return is Tuesday the 5th of March 2024 at 12 noon. And then we'll be requesting SBD evidence the week beginning the 21st of March. Notification of intent to award will be Monday the 8th of April, with standstill commencing the 9th of April. Final award notification Wednesday the 24th of April, and pre-commencement meetings beginning the week of 29th of April, with an anticipated start date of Wednesday the 1st of May. So this is quite a tight timescale, but we're hopeful this will all be successful. So, key changes. So this slide will be particularly important to suppliers who have worked on our previous frameworks, because things are going to be done slightly differently this time. So currently we are using 12 lots across 2 frameworks. This is going to move towards 1 contract with 7 lots, as previously mentioned. We've also changed from frameworks with annual mini competitions to a 5 + 5 year contract, or as I mentioned earlier, it's 4 years, 11 months plus 5 year contract. There will now only be 3 delivery locations, as mentioned there, plus 1 in-wood contract. And the timber customers who are contracted with us will be paying for the haulage, so rate details will be shared with them. The qualification envelope. The single procurement document, the SBD, is used to identify suitable and experienced bidders, for example, insurance, health, safety, qualifications and equipment. And the questions are held within the master ITT. And only 1 submission is required irrespective of the number of lots tendered. So if a supplier chooses to bid for the three lots, then they only need to submit 1. And it's mostly assessed on a pass-fail basis, and some can be for information purposes only. The technical envelope. The technical questions are also held within the master ITT, and only 1 submission is required, irrespective of number of lots tendered. However, when bidding for multiple lots, the response to each technical question must cover all the lots you're bidding for. So you must be specific to each lot, not just general, in answering these questions. There are different types of technical questions. So there's pass-fail questions, as mentioned before. There are scored questions, and then there's non-scored questions. Some of these questions do have a word count limit when they're typed directly into PCST, or may have a page limit, which need to be adhered to. Excuse me, I skipped. Commercial envelope. This is the 3rd envelope. So we've got the commercial envelope. The pricing schedules are held within the individual lot ITTs in PCST, and pricing is based on a tonnage hourly rate using anticipated year one tonnage and the hourly rate for ad hoc requirements. As mentioned previously, anticipated year one figures used in the pricing schedule are for evaluation purposes only, and prices provided must be all inclusive. Pricing is fixed for 12 months from the contract start date, with any annual change thereafter being in line with the CPI. And does anyone have any questions?
I don't see any questions coming through the live chat just now, other than Neil requesting slides, but we'll be able to sort that out after the webinar. But no questions. So if you guys do have a question, now is the chance to ask while our experts are online with us. Please use the chat function, which is your little speech bubble sitting down round about your clock area. When you click on the speech bubble, you'll be able to change the to option to all panelists, please. Let me just stop